Hello, welcome to another episode of Guanajuato neighborhood guided tours. Today we are starting here in Panorámica, right below the Guijas area, and I mentioned this in another video before. Guijas is one of the locations where more expats are located. Well, there's a big concentration of expats, and I don't say this just because I want to put everybody in the same area. I just wanted to mention this because it's considered a safe area, and it's very, very convenient. The location where we are is very convenient, so that's what I wanted to show you today. By going down this way, this is the way down from Prepa Oficial and Alameda, and I just wanted to show you, as usual, the road going down to Centro, because many times, especially if you are new in the city or this is a location you might be, Guanajuato is a location you are considering, sometimes when agents send information, maybe listings, people mention, oh no, it's too far from Centro. But remember that these videos are recorded in real time. I don't edit them to speed the video, so that way you can get a real idea of how long it takes you to get from one point to another, what's the vibe, that you can kind of feel some sort of immersive experience. And this is why we make these videos. So what we are gonna find in this little stretch are services related or important to students, because we are near Prepa Oficial, which is the high school, the government high school, and like on that little building there's an office supply store. You can print stuff there or buy like office supplies. We call that in Mexico, or in Spanish, papelería, like paper, papel, papelería. And this side over here is what is known is actually like we are walking parallel to a callejón called Ejido, and that's, you could get to that callejón through these steps. And then here we have a tunnel that if you walk, you will find yourself in the intersection to Mejia Mora, and we're gonna show you that in a different video, but that's the tunnel. And if you keep going, you're gonna find also embajadoras. Remember, Guanajuato is connected through many tunnels, so that's what you are going to be finding. And this is a very active street because of La Prepa, so you're gonna find a lot of transportation if you don't want to walk down. It's very easy to just get one of those little combis. Here you have some places that sell simple food like tortas, sincronizadas, quesadillas. Remember that we are in an area full of students, so prices are gonna be very affordable. And this that you see right in front of us, the blue building, that's Prepa Oficial. That's the government high school, and this is linked to Universidad de Guanajuato. So this is where La Prepa Oficial is, and that's a reference point that you will hear over and over. So this is the famous location. And for real estate, you have some buildings, but usually maybe you could rent like an apartment, or like that sign says, rooms. So usually, okay, so before I get into that, I think we have here a police officer. More businesses for students. They sell sandwiches, salads, things like that. Anyway, so going back to Prepa Oficial. So in Mexico, there's two ways that people can choose to attend school. One is private schools and public schools. Private education in Mexico is not super expensive as in other countries. Here, maybe a middle class family could enroll their kids in school. Maybe depending obviously on location, the school, the program, the reputation, many things. Probably you could find a school for maybe as 3,000 pesos per month, or even a little bit higher, maybe 3,500. So that will be like around 180 US dollars per month per student. So that's regarding private schools. There's some schools, especially in the university level, that will have some reputation, no? But in the like preschool, primary, secondary school, high school, maybe not as many known schools. So many times public schools in the high school level have very good reputation if you want your kids to attend a reputable school. For example, here in Guanajuato, obviously, is the Universidad de Guanajuato. So if your kid is enrolled in the Prepa Oficial, that means that they could have a better chance to get into the university. And that's why this school is unique in that way. And this is why many people try to enroll their kids here. And it's the only one in the city. So it's very centrally located. And that's why it's a very big point of reference for the city of Guanajuato. And this road that we are going down now is called Alameda, and it's super fast to get to Centro from here. And as I mentioned, there was a police officer by the Prepa. Why? Obviously because there's kids. You don't want creepy people approaching them, or you need to protect the kids, and that's why you will find this way to be pretty safe in general. And as usual, you need to be careful, especially at night or very early in the morning. But this location is very active. They have a lot of properties for rent, especially rooms, as we saw before. But there's also some other options. I have seen there's a gated little fraccionamiento, or like a gated community, that once in a while they have houses for rent. I think the price is around, I want to say 25,000 pesos. That would be like 1,400 US, más o menos. So that's what you will find in this area. We had two houses that have been rented now. One house was Casa Privilegios and the other one was Loft Sol. Maybe you remember them, and they are located in Panorámica, but they have a shortcut. So this is the access from the shortcut. Here we have this very famous, popular restaurant called Puerto La Peña. I have heard very good reviews. I have never been here, so I cannot really say if I like it or not, but I've heard good things about it. So now we are going back to this access or this intersection that is the tunnel, and we saw this video, this road in another video where I showed you the back of the university. I think it was the first video we made about Centro, and if you keep going that way you are gonna find the parking lot and the access to Calzada de Guadalupe. I'm gonna link that video to this video as well, so that way you can link both locations and kind of get to figure out the city. And we are almost arriving to Baratillo. So I don't know, maybe it took us 10 minutes and you are already here downtown. Maybe you will recognize this area from that video I was mentioning, and it's super easy to get from Panorámica Guijas to Baratillo. And as you saw, it's a very active area, lots of kids going up and down, families, there's police officers keeping an eye on it, and also peceras, or the little combis that go up and down the Panorámica. And you also have a lot of access to those little restaurants with fairly affordable prices. Remember that there's a lot of services connected to students, and that's why those are some options. Obviously you're not gonna find fancy food, but at least you're gonna be able to grab a quick snack in case you want. And we are almost getting to Baratillo. Was super fast, and on the way up, if you like to walk, you maybe can buy a lot of produce. So here we are, Baratillo, and I hope you like this video and this makes your life much easier. And also that way, if one of your realtor suggests, or one of your friends suggests Guijas, at least you know how far you are from Centro if you decide to buy or rent in Guijas. So as usual, please feel free to send us a message if you have questions. If you have plans to come to Guanajuato, we would love to meet you, and we will see you in another episode. Thank you so much. Bye bye.